So good morning to all. Hope you all are doing great. So today in this video we'll be discussing about Likhita Infrastructure IPO. So the IPO application starts from 29th of September. So we'll discuss the major strengths as well as weaknesses of the company, and we'll also discuss the future prospect of the company, which is very important, and we'll conclude the video whether to apply for the IPO or not. So before that, if you're new to the channel, then definitely subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get instantly notified. So if we see the launch date of the IPO, so clearly you can see the launch date is September 29th, and later when we can check the allotment status on October 7th, you can see the finalization, that is allotment date, and after that the final listing date is October 12th. So this is the basic information regarding the application status as well as listing of the shares. So now is the most important thing, that is what actually the company does. So this particular company is headquartered in Hyderabad. So if you see the major businesses of the company, so two main businesses are present. So first one is the pipeline infrastructure, so that is transportation of oil as well as natural gas. So second one is the operation and maintenance, that is O&M services. So these are the two major businesses of the company. So if you see in the pipeline infrastructure, so you can see it has gas pipeline infrastructure for cross country projects. So we know that the pipelines may be linked either state to state, or it may be with one country to another country. So this particular company is the only company which has a cross country pipeline, that is with India as well as Nepal, so which any other company has not done. So we can take that as one plus point which is present for the company. So if we see when the company was incorporated, so clearly you can see the company was incorporated in year 1998. So mainly we discuss the businesses. These are the key businesses of the company, either linking the pipelines with the city to city connection, or it may be state to state or country to country. So this particular company has one country to country allocation, and rest of all you can see this particular company is a very small company, almost 61 crore. We can see the overall company is present. So one important thing is that the future of the company, so future is definitely present, but it also depends on the financials of the company. So financials are decent, they are not that great, so that also we'll discuss in the next slides. So if you see the project, how actually it looks, you can see this is the cross country pipeline that I was discussing, linking with one country to another country. So by means of this method, they do the cross country linking. So this is only the company which has done that. So little bit of positive news is present only on this particular note. So another important thing regarding the about this listing of this particular company is that the promoter who is not doing any sort of stake selling in the company, so directly the 100% stake which is present with the promoter will be reduced to 74.5%, and clearly you can see the price band for this particular company would be between 117 as well as 120 per share. So completely it depends even on the market condition on that particular day, whether the market is in bullish sentiment or bearish sentiment, and also depending upon the subscription. So these are the two things you need to focus when you're applying for any IPO. So we have discussed the strengths of the company. So what are the weaknesses? So if you see the weakness of the company, so one of the weakness is the debt which is present on the company. So debt is almost around 6 crore debt is present. So a 60 crore company whose market cap is that much small and having a debt of almost 6 crore, where the debt to equity ratio is also crossing the one mark, so generally one above is not that great. So we can see little this particular we can say it is a negative for the company. So what are other negatives? So other negatives is the projects. So any company regarding pipeline or either maybe any service provider, so the number of projects which are available only will boost the financials, and ultimately even the share price also increases. So when the number of projects will reduce, so then we can't say the future will be present. Since it is a small cap company, if any company launches gets another projects, let's say it's not getting any project, and if another company is getting all the projects because of huge market capitalization, so then it may fall into trouble. Since it is only listed company, so it may have slight little advantage. So completely on long term basis, it requires some sort of, we can say, improvement in the financials as well. Okay, so now we'll see the financials, and then we'll see whether to apply for the IPO or not. So we can also see the client base of the company. So clearly you can see the client base is strong. So little bit of client base is also important, because as the number of clients increases with good number of projects, so company also will be benefited. So clearly you can see pipes and infrastructure products. So we discussed that two businesses, pipes and infrastructure, and second one is operational management services. So clearly number of projects you can see for pipeline and infrastructure is more as compared to the O&M services. That is decent. So majorly 92.5% is present for the operational, that is pipeline and infrastructure, and 7% is for the O&M services. Okay, so when we see the financials of the company, so clearly you can see the total assets. So if you see, if you compare with the March 2018, so if you start comparing, so earlier you can see how it was increasing decently. So from 6,000 crores, 8,000 crores, again the total assets have increased to 10,000 crores. Okay, that is decent. Next is the total income. So total income, if you see, also it has increased in a good fashion. So only we can say profit after tax is little bit of decent as compared to the market cap. So if we see profit after tax in the, March 2018, you can see it was only 716 crores, and later it has jumped almost to 1987 crores. So that is a good movement seen in profit after tax, as well as total expenses also you can see an increase is present. Okay, so financials are not that great, we can say. Okay, decent financials are present for the company. So for long term, as we discussed, completely depends upon the number of projects it is getting. So since the sector it belongs is little risky, okay, you need to understand it is little bit of risky. So risk worth takers, you need to understand these concepts when you're applying for this IPO. So risk will be present. So if you're capable of taking the risk, so then only you can apply. So personally I am suggesting you can go with UTIMC, as well as you can apply this also, but it little bit of risk is present. So you need to understand, if market conditions and bearish sentiment, again it may be very troublesome for the people who have got the allotment of shares. So next, when we discuss about the management, so one of the most important thing when you're investing in any IPO, so first thing is when we check the financials. After that, when we check the future, so last and important thing is we need to check about the management. So whether the management is having experienced people or not, so whether the board members are capable of handling the business. So that is one thing we need to focus. So you can see the business here. You can see the director of the company is Mr. Sivasankara Parameswara. So he is the chairman and non-executive independent director of the company. And earlier, if we see his past experience, so you can see he had worked with Newton Engineering and Construction under different capacities. So last one being as a deputy general manager. So we can see he is little bit of experienced person who is present as the chairman of the company. And next, if we see who is the managing director, so Srinivasa Rao Gaddipati. So he is the managing director and is having vast technical experience and over 3 decades in oil and gas infrastructure business. Next one, Mr. Likita Gaddipati, and these two people are the major promoters of the company. So you can see almost 1 crore equity shares are present with them. And if you see Sri Lakshmi Gaddipati almost earns a 2.5% stake which is present with him. So this is the major presence of the management, and these are the key persons present behind the company. So finally, whether to apply for the IPO or not. So the company has also said that which is engaged in the business line where the no company is being listed. Okay, so listing has not happened apart from this particular company. So one suggestion is that it is a small cap company. So not small cap, completely small business based company. So it's a little bit of risk is present, and also as we discussed, the debt which is present on the company, as well as financials which are decent, and debt to equity ratio is also increased. So these are the major negatives that we need to focus, and we have also discussed the positives. So regarding the cross linking of the pipes, whether it may be country to country or state to state, so which is one thing which any company has not done yet. So these are some positives, and also the projects allocations which should happen on regular basis, so that we can judge the company on long-term basis. So this is the complete idea of the company. So my personal opinion is that don't apply in heavy lots. So nothing much we can see interesting in this company. Try to focus on UTIMC, those all which are having good long-term basis. Okay, so this is all about Likita Infrastructure IPO. So if you like the video, definitely like and subscribe. So until then, take care. Bye bye.